Today we talk about finding your personal balance.
Daily motivation, seeking success, finding your passion and being your best. Raphael, Elias, and the sensation. This is Daily Motivation.
I see so many people go into doing what they love, try to attempt to build a business, try to create something that they're passionate about, and to really launch into it fully, where they just go in all in, and they smash it, and they push, and they work real hard. But eventually, and oftentimes, they hit a point where they just get frustrated with it. Often because the result just isn't coming in. Often because the work doesn't pay off instantly. And of course, we all want instant gratification and we want to receive results from the work we're putting in immediately. Sadly, it doesn't work like that, or rather, it's a good thing that it doesn't work like that. There's a little bit of a buffer and it keeps out the scruff. So one thing to keep in mind immediately is that it will take time and it will take energy and it will take effort and it won't pay off immediately. But another thing to keep in mind is your personal balance, because oftentimes I see people just screw themselves up like this, where they push themselves too far and almost all of a sudden the thing that they love turns into something that they hate. They put in too much energy, too much effort, and they overcommit. Now this is something completely opposite of what I usually am talking about and telling you, but it's something to keep in mind. There is a point where you cross the line. There is a point where you go too far, and of course you can always return and you can balance out, but you don't want to go too far down that path. If you start to hate doing what you love, or if you cross your balance, that can be with any field or area of life, you will begin to feel miserable in a field or an area that you maybe used to love. You will begin to dislike activities that used to be the best, that you used to enjoy the very most. And that's some downward spiral that you absolutely just don't want to create at any cost in your life. Because to hate what you love is complete self-destruction, and it's something that I don't want you to experience. If you've ever pushed yourself too far, you know what I'm talking about, where you just get burnt out, you do too much. And of course, this is a real thing. It's not just something that people make up. Now, for most people, for the vast majority, it's necessary. It's important that you push yourself, because initially, it's just a matter of breaking through. And once you break through, everything starts to align. However, there is a time and there is a place for balance, there is a time, there is a place for slowing down, okay? If you've ever hit a point, or if you see yourself hitting a point, where you just hit a plateau and it's very stagnant and you feel like you're not making progress and you're just pushing, there's this massive resistance, that is the time to take one step back in order to take 2 steps forward. Now, you've probably heard of this before. It's a very simple philosophy, it's a very simple technique. But if you feel stuck and agitated, aggravated, irritated, you just don't feel happy about what you're doing and you used to love it, it's time to just slow down for a moment. It doesn't have to be long, it doesn't have to be 2-3 weeks of vacation time, it doesn't have to be that you take a break from your life, but it can be a little break and it can help you a lot. And sometimes it's the right thing to just slow down in order to speed back up at the right time, instead of running your engine dry, breaking it, totaling it, and then just being left on the road, not even able to move because you are completely burnt out. You don't have any passion or energy left, and you've ruined your own path. You've just destroyed yourself in such a way where you just can't seem to move forward. I don't want you to do that to yourself. So, if you're finding yourself a little unbalanced, it's time to find your personal balance. What is the point? What is the point of doing what you're doing if you're not enjoying it? And I think that really is maybe the finest balance, where you have to enjoy what you're doing, but at the same time push yourself. And I found that for myself, the time that I really enjoy life the most is when I find that spot. And I try to stay in that spot as much as I can, pushing myself as much as possible, but at the same time loving it and enjoying it and really making the most of it. And if you're in that place, you've found your personal balance. If you're not, keep trying, keep testing, keep moving it around. Maybe if you're not getting the results that you want, you can push a little harder. But however, if you feel like you're burning out and you feel like you're just stomping on yourself and you're killing your own growth, and maybe you need to take 1 step back to take 2 forward, try slowing down a little bit. Try taking a break. You know, this is not something you'll hear me say a lot. I'm all for pushing, I'm all for results, I'm all for going hard and going all in and pushing yourself to the max. But If you find yourself in a position where you're burning out, where you're slowing down, where you're killing your own growth through too much, then it's time. It's time to take a good look, time to take a step back.